Welcome, everybody. My name's Steve Neat. I'm the VP of Sales here for Collibra in EMEA, and I'm delighted to be joined by Aidan Millar of DNB Bank. Aidan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello there, Steve. Thank you for inviting me. My name's Aidan Millar. I'm the Chief Data and Analytics Officer at DNB.
Great. Let's start with a few questions to help us to get to know you a little bit. We know your current role is the EVP at DNB Bank, and you've worked there for the last 3 years, but tell us about your first job and what you thought you'd be doing right now.
Oh, wow. That's a good question. My first job, that takes me back some years. I've actually really been working in data analytics for the last 30 years. So my actual first job was as a forensic data analyst at Deloitte at the time.
Great. And DNB Bank features regularly in the news on its innovation and how it's future-proofing itself as a financial institution. Yourself too, speaking passionately on the need to respond to the digital economy and listen to the voice of the customer. Can you share how your organization is doing that and what part your data role plays in it?
So Norway is actually a highly digitized society. In DNB alone, we have over 90% adoption of our digital mobile bank. And they have basically in DNB reduced from the 200 plus branch structure to just 57 today. So I think they've really understood the need to transform and change to the new ways of working in this new digital economy we're in. And when it comes to data, I think that's also an acknowledgement from the executives at DNB that they understood the need to reconnect with their customers. I think one of the quotes that we've been talking about is if you may be going digital, but if you're not going to the data layer, you're not really listening to what the customer's asking.
That's great. You mentioned digital transformation there. What does that mean to you?
Again, I would say a lot of people talk about going digital, and I kind of reframe this and say going digital is not merely a thing, it's a completely new way of doing things. And if you're not really going and understanding the data flows in your business value chains and your digital processes, then you're not really understanding the key issue, which is to understand the data flows in your business value chains.
Fantastic. And what are your guiding principles that you use to marry your data program to the bank's wider technology and digital initiatives? Can you give us some insight into how you built your data organization?
And I would actually take a step back. That's a big challenge, I think, for most organizations, particularly incumbent banks. And my response to that question would be, we started with culture, the way that people think and act towards data. And that's not just the business, because I think that's a key aspect. You have to start with the business and make it business relevant. But also it starts with educating not just the business and the broader organization, but also technology. I think it's an interesting observation I've made is that there's not enough or information in information technology. So it's not just educating business, but also technologists.
Excellent. Aidan, thanks very much indeed. Thanks for spending time with us and giving your views on everything around data. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome.